Hi friends, hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to talk about 6 pairs of words that even native speakers get confused about. There are a lot of words in English that appear alike but have different usage and meanings. And it happens all the time. We are in the middle of writing an important mail or a text and we get stuck. Is it this or that? So let's watch today's video to study these 6 pairs of words so that we're able to use them effortlessly without the help of Google. But before we begin, hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon so that you are notified of all the future contents on the channel. The first pair of words is lay versus lie. Both are verbs. Lay means to put or place something down. You need an object, as in, what are you laying down? Lie, on the other hand, means to assume a horizontal position, as in recline. Here you don't need an object. The subject itself is lying down. The 3 forms of lay are lay, laid and laid, whereas the 3 forms of lie are lie, lay and laid. Let's read the examples to understand this better. I lay the bag on the floor. Here, I is the subject. Lay is the verb. What are we laying on the floor? The bag. Similarly, I laid my pen on the desk. Mom has laid the dinner on the table. So you see, in all the 3 forms of the verb lay, we need an object to state what we are laying. This is very important. We cannot end a sentence by just saying I lay, or he laid, or she has lain. We need to state what we are laying. Hence, lay is a transitive verb. Now let us look at the examples for lie. Before I move on with the examples, I want to make it clear that here we are talking about the verb lie, that means to be in a reclining position. We are not discussing the other meaning of the word lie, which means to speak the untruths. So let's move on to the examples. I like to lie down and read. Who's lying down? I, the subject itself. The cat lay in the sun. The cat is the subject and it's lay in the sun. She has just lain down. Again, the subject herself has lain down. In all these examples, the subjects are not laying someone or something else. So the verb lie does not need an object. It's an intransitive verb. The next set of words is lose and lose. Lose, as in L-O-S-E, is to suffer defeat. It is a verb and means the opposite of win. It also means to be unable to find something. The 3 forms are lose, lost and lost. Now remember, it's pronounced as lose with a z sound. Loose, as in L-O-O-S-E, is something that's not tightly fastened. It's an adjective and is pronounced as loose with a s sound. Let's read a few examples. You will lose the match if you don't play well. Manchester United lost a match in UEFA Champions League. In both these examples, the words lose and lost mean to suffer defeat. I lost my pen yesterday. They have lost their car keys. In these two examples, lost stands for to be unable to find. Now let's read the examples for lose. She wore a loose shirt. Loose wires are hanging from the pole. Could you give me a few loose sheets of paper? Here loose means not secured tightly. The next pair is hung versus hanged. Can you guess the difference? Interestingly, both hung as well as hanged are the past and past participle forms of the verb hang. But hung is used when hang means something is suspended. For example, a picture. The three forms are hang, hung, and hung. We use hanged when the word hang means to say that a person was suspended by a rope around the neck, as in execution. The three forms are hang, hanged, and hanged. Let us look at the uses of hung. Paintings are hung on the wall. I hung my jacket on the peg. They hung the clothes to dry. Here, someone is suspending some or the other object. The prisoner was hanged to death. The young man hanged himself. In other words, hanged is used for killing someone or oneself. I hope you'll not confuse the two words in future. The fourth pair is historic and historical. Do both mean the same? Of course not. Both are adjectives. But historic means something that is famous and important or likely to get important. Whereas historical is something that is related to the past or history. Judges passed the historic verdict. The verdict is important or may get important in future. September 11, 2001's destruction of World Trade Towers was a historic event. Of course, it was an important event. Now look at the uses of historical. I love reading historical fiction. Means fictional stories related to history. Delhi has many historical monuments. The sculptures are of immense historical value. Now, everything historical may not be historic, which means everything that happened in the past may not be important or famous. But everything historic will one day become historical. Did you get it? Isn't it interesting? The next pair is home versus house. Again, both are nouns. But home refers to the place or the cozy environment where one lives with his family. But when we say house, we mean the building where one lives. Home is where the heart is. Here, we are not talking about the building, but the cozy and comfortable place where we live. I want to go home and sleep. Mom welcomed the guests into our home. So, home is where you belong. It's the place where your family is. They live in a big house. I want to buy a house next year. This street has only 3 houses. Here we're talking about the building or the apartment where one lives. The last set of words is disinterested and uninterested. Yes, they are different. And they are not synonyms. Both are adjectives. Disinterested means having no vested interest. Someone who has no personal involvement or benefit in something is a disinterested person. He is likely to act fairly because he is unbiased. Uninterested, on the other hand, means someone who's not interested in something. Indifferent or bored are the synonyms. She is a disinterested jury member. Don't think that she is not taking any interest in your case. Instead, she is a fair jury member. She gave her disinterested advice. The advice is unbiased and fair. I am uninterested in his affairs, which means I'm not interested. Bob is uninterested in mathematics. He is bored and wary of mathematics. Well, that will be all in today's session. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, please like, share and subscribe. I shall be back with another interesting grammar session next week. Until then, happy learning!